Hello everybody, it's me Marisha. In today's video I decided I would be kind of talking about how to tell when to water your houseplants, because I get this question quite a lot. So in today's video I'm going to share some of the factors that play a huge role when it comes to watering your houseplants. So let's get right into it. So first things first, the soil. The soil should be well draining, but at the same time it depends on what plant we are talking about. For instance, when it comes to prayer plants like this Calathea, Stramanthe or Morantas, they really don't like to dry out in between waterings. So you will need a soil that will retain moisture for a little bit longer, but you definitely don't want the soil that's going to stay soggy for a long time, because that's going to promote root rot, which we don't want. So the soil that I use for my cacti and for my succulents is very different compared to the soil that I use for my prayer plants. The reason behind this is that generally the plants that have very, very thick leaves are succulents or cacti, and they have this water storage in their stems and leaves. So when you know that they normally have very thick leaves and very thick stem, and they get really, really thin and they kind of wrinkly, that is a clear indicator that your plant is in need of more water. And also they shoot out this roots. Generally cacti and this jade also, they should not be doing this. That might be the sign that they are in need of water, and that's why they shoot those roots. Now keep in mind, I'm not talking about freshly repotted plants, simply because they will experience shock when they transfer from water to soil if you water propagated your plant, and so they need more frequent watering to get used to the soil. Now, as you can see, this Fittonia has very, very crispy leaves. That can be the sign of underwatering. And this is my Moranta, which is shooting out new growth, which I'm really, really excited about because it got used to this soil. Finally, it was dying off. The leaves were in the terrible conditions. I was frequently watering it, but still, it was still happening. Now, this big Aeonium succulent, I noticed some wrinkly stem on it because it's been quite a long time since I watered it. So as you can see, the stem is really, really wrinkly and the leaves are quite droopy too. So that can be an indicator to water your houseplants. Also keep in mind that the more light your plant gets, the more frequent watering your plant is going to need, because obviously the soil dries out way quicker when it's exposed to light. Now there are exceptions everywhere, so when I said leaves get droopy and that means they need water, it's not the case with every single plant. For instance, when it comes to prayer plants, they move naturally according to light, not water, meaning when they are thirsty, you might not be able to tell because leaves move naturally. At night they have the position of a prayer, so that's why they're called prayer plants, because they look like they're praying at night, and then during the day their leaves go kind of droopy again. So sometimes you just need to check the soil instead of looking at the foliage. Obviously the frequency of your watering depends on how much water you use as well. The more water you use, less frequently you need to water your plant. It also depends on your climate and your location, temperature, humidity. Depending on the plant, it varies a lot. Oh, also how quickly your soil dries out as well. Now, if we look at this Dracaena marginata, we'll see the leaves are crispy at the end, which is okay. I think I underwatered it. Plus, when you look at the stem, it's very, very wrinkly. So that means it's in the need of water, but generally those plants definitely like to dry out. Now let's move on to my oxalis. So my brothers were playing football in this room and they broke several stems of this oxalis. I popped them into the glass filled with water because I wanted them to last longer, but I definitely did not expect roots, which is amazing. Okay, so now I want to show you my piss lily before I watered it. Sometimes it gets way more droopy than this, but look at my piss lily after I watered it. I think it looks way, way better. So piss lilies are really good at showing you when they're thirsty. I've heard some people saying that ferns get really light in color, like lemon lime kind of color, when they are in need of water. For me, I never actually noticed anything like this on my fern. Maybe because I water it frequently. I would say a couple times a week is enough for this. It was not getting enough light, so I moved it in front of south-facing window, but it's quite far away. Now, some people do count ferns as low light houseplants, although I had it under my stairs and it was losing its leaves and getting yellow, so I would definitely suggest giving this guy more light and of course more water as well. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.